Hello, good afternoon, guys. I welcome you all to my today's introduction to HTML. You know, my name is Samuel Peter from Nigeria. I am a software engineer, software developer, and a full stack developer as well. So I'll be teaching here today on what I called Introduction to HTML. So I'd like you to sit back, relax, watch, and learn. For no one is an island of knowledge, but the excellency of knowledge, it is in the fact that it is communicated. The excellency of knowledge is in the fact that it is communicated properly, it is propagated properly. So we're all here as a student to learn from each other. So I might not always get it right because no one is an island of knowledge. I can only teach you the ones that I know, but the knower of all things is the Holy Spirit. And I believe as we proceed in this session, in this class, you'll be you will learn something. All right. Okay, I'm trying to adjust the weight of the document and to align them properly so we can all read together. All right. Okay, introduction to web using HTML. What is HTML? HTML is a standard markup language for creating web pages. Okay. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML describes the structure of the web page using markup. HTML elements are the building blocks of HTML pages. HTML elements are represented by tags. HTML tags label piece of content such as heading, paragraph, table, and so on. Browsers do not display the HTML tags but use them to render the content of the page. Okay, here is an example of a simple HTML document as I've done here. You can see doc type representing what kind of document do you want me to open for you, because there are several types of documents. We have XML, we have YAML, we have HTML. So since I'm working on HTML document, so it's asking us doc type, and so as you can see by the side, there's what we call HTML. Okay. So we have the HTML itself, that is the language that we are programming in. Then we have the head. The head is usually comprises of where you keep your title, your title, the page, the width of the screen, the links to your CSS and JavaScript, and some other bundles. And thereafter we have the body. Yes, the body is where you basically write all your codes. Write all your codes. We write all your codes. I can see. You can see here each one, my first heading. So this displays in the body of the element of the document called HTML. The doc type, example explain. The doc type HTML declaration defines the document to be HTML5. Alright, at least it's telling us that okay, the kind of document I want to work on is HTML, because we have several types of documents. We have yes, I have explained earlier that we have types of different type of documents. We have YAML documents, we have XML documents, and several of them. So the title element specify the title for the document. The body element contains the physical page of the content, like I've said earlier. The H1 element defines a large heading of the page. The paragraph element defines the paragraph. Alright. HTML tags. HTML tags are element names surrounded by angle brackets. For example, there's an element called tag name. As you can see, there's an open bracket and there's a closed bracket. And the contents goes in between the element. HTML tags normally comes in pairs like P and open bracket /P, which indicates the closing bracket. The first tag in the pair is the start tag, like I said earlier. The second tag is the end tag. The end tag is written like that. Sorry, the end tag is written like the start tag, yes, but with a / inserted before the tag name. Okay, there's a tip here. The start tag is also called opening tag, and the end tag, the closing tag. All right. So far, I don't know. So far, I don't know if I've been communicating. I don't know if you guys are enjoying the class. It's an interactive one. If there's anything you don't understand, you just type it on the chat box there, so I can go back. Okay. So now moving on to the web browser. So what are web browsers? What is web browser? What do you understand by web browsers? Okay. The purpose of a web browser, for example, Chrome, i.e. Firefox, Safari is used to read HTML documents and display them. Without the browsers, our documents can still be displayed. Yes. Without the browsers, our document can still be displayed. The browser does not display the HTML tags, but it uses them to determine how to display the document. Just think about a human body that has been dissected, and then you're asked to come fix the human body. Now, how do you go about these things? I'm very sure because you've seen the way a human body looks like physically when it has not been dissected. So when we ask you to come and fix the dissected parts, you know where to start from. You start from the head. You start from the head. You go to the hand. From the hand, it goes to the chest. From the chest, it goes to the body and then you add the leg. So basically, that is the way we structure our HTML code, which we call semantic style. or semantic element, that is they go according to order. All right. So here's an example of the H1 element we used previously. As you can see, H1 represents a very large text, because we have H1, we have H2, we have H3, H4, H5, and the list is H6. So from that ascending order, which is from H1, it descends to H6, which is a list. So I declared an H1 element in one of my examples there, and here's the preview, my first heading. You can see my first paragraph. That's the body. We added in the heading. All right. So here's an example of an HTML page structure. Below is a visualization of an HTML page structure. We have, as you can see, doc type HTML. Then we'll move forward to the head. From the head we have the title. No, from the title we have the body, which contains our main context, and then the closing tags of all our elements. Note, only the content inside the body section, that is the white area above, is displayed in the browser. Like I have mentioned, the body browsers, the body element, or the body element displays our content, our codes that we have done semantically to the browser. The doc type declaration. The doc type declaration represents the document type and helps browser to display web pages correctly. The document type declaration represents the document type. The doc type declaration represents the document type and helps browser to display web pages correctly. It must only appear once on your document and at the top of the page before any HTML tags or elements. The doc type declaration is not case sensitive. The doc type declaration for HTML5 is doc type HTML, that is lowercase. I'll take that again. The doc type declaration is not case sensitive, that is, you don't use capital letters to declare your document type. As shown in the example below in the second paragraph, the doc type declaration for HTML5 is doc type HTML in the lower case version. In the lower case rather. HTML versions, because we have several versions of HTML. You know, these things are progressive stuff. They are progressive stuff. So as the years goes by, they also progress ourselves. Developers also look for a way to make sure that their code or the language or the document type does not remain redundant. So HTML version, since the early days of the web, there have been many versions of HTML. HTML 2.0, HTML 3.2, HTML 4.0.1, XHTML, HTML5. Write HTML notepad. Write HTML using notepad or text editor. Web pages can be created and modified by using professional HTML editors. I'll take that again. Web pages can be created and modified by using professional HTML editors. Web pages can be created and modified by using professional HTML editors. For example, there are several types of editors. If you are new to editors, what are editors? Editors are what we use to write our codes, and then the browser is able to read our codes from the editor. Without the editor, although there are several ways you could write your code, but it's not always advisable to write your code that way. So it is always advisable for you to write your codes using a notepad or a text editor. For example, I'm using an editor called Visual Studio Code. Of course, I have several editors. I have IntelliJ, I have Visual Studio Code, I have Notepad, I have Atom. There are several of these editors out there online. You can check them for yourself. However, for learning HTML, we recommend a simple text editor like Notepad. Usually, every PC comes with a Notepad. As I said previously, that you can also write your code without using an editor. It's still going to run. If you write the code with a built-in Notepad that came into a laptop or your Mac, we believe using a simple text editor. We believe using a simple text editor is a good way to learn HTML. Follow the 4 steps below to create your first web page with your notepad or text editor on your laptop or on your MacBook. Okay, step 1, either Windows 8 or later, or Windows 9, 10, 11, whatever system you're using, but the minimum is Windows 8. The minimum version should be Windows 8. So open the start screen. Open the start screen. You can type the window button. The window button symbol at the bottom of the left screen. Type Notepad. Windows 7 or earlier. Open Start. Go to Program from Start, and from Programs, go to Accessories. And from Accessories, you locate your Notepad. Now, step 1, open text field. Open text edit on Mac. That is, we are using a MacBook. Open Finder. Then from Finder, locate the application. From the application, locate your text edit. Also change some preferences to get the application to save files correctly, and from preference to format, and from format use an option called plain text. Then under option, save, check the box that says display HTML files as code instead of formatted text. Then open a new document to place the code. Now let's try some HTML. Write or copy some HTML in your notepad. Like I said now, to begin with, your document type HTML, then the language itself HTML, then the body, and inside your body add your first paragraph like we did before, your H1, and then inside the H1, okay, your H1, and then your paragraph, and then your closing tag of your elements. That's simple enough. Okay, here's an example of our code. Doc type HTML, body H1. Now the body display is your actual code, what you are visualizing, what you want people to see. The body displays them, not the header.